Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs and business enthusiasts alike. Welcome to another enlightening episode of the Holistic Business Plug, the show where we dive into the dynamic world of business strategies that empower you for success. We are your hosts, Chastity and Tamika. And tonight we have a riveting topic that's going to take your business to new heights.
Exactly. So picture this, a business landscape where your brand shines brilliantly, where your operations run seamlessly, and where your competitors are left wondering, what's their secret? Well, my friends, the secret is about to be unveiled as we explore the transformative realm of business certifications.
Yes, certifications, they are not just a piece of paper. They're badges of excellence, hallmarks of credibility, and passports to a whole new level of competitiveness. Whether you're a startup and like finding your foothold or a seasoned player aiming to up your game, tonight's episode is your golden ticket to unlocking the power of certifications. And guess what? Our very own expert host, Tamika McNeely, who has not only been through the certification journey, but also helps others navigate the world of business certifications.
Yes, yes. So think of this episode as your very own roadmap to success, your toolkit for outshining the competition, and your source of inspiration to make your business not just good, but great. So grab your favorite notebook and get ready to jot down those aha moments and prepare to elevate your business game like never before. Stay tuned for the Holistic Business Plug, where we are about to unravel the magic of certifications and help give your business the competitive advantage it truly deserves.
It's time to plug into success right here on the Holistic Business Plug. Welcome back to the Holistic Business Plug, where we are going to be discussing the magic of business certifications. And who better to discuss it with tonight than our co host, Tamika McNeely? So let's jump into this because business certifications is huge. It's what everybody wants to know about. So can you tell us why do they matter?
You got it. So certifications are like those shiny gold stars that you used to get when you were in school, but for your business. So they're like these cool badges, Girl Scout badges, Boy Scout badges that you used to get back in the day that scream, we're not just talking, we're walking. So let's break down why they mean so much.
Okay.
So the first reason why they mean so much is leveling up your cred. So we always talk about street cred. This levels up your cred. So think about certifications as your way of shouting, hey world, we are pros over here. When you're certified, it's like a high five from a super respected expert. People notice because they know that you've hit certain standards to prove that you have accomplished that A grade.
So it's like stepping up your, like you said, like how people have street credibility, you want to have business credibility as well. And in order to
Exactly.
get your business credibility game up, you need to step your certifications up.
Yes, because it's like the certifications basically say that this business has been vetted, they've passed the test, and they are more than capable of providing the services that you need.
That's what's up. I like that. So, what about glue for better bonds?
Okay, so have you ever heard that trust is like the super glue of relationships?
Yeah.
So certifications are like the trust glue for businesses. So when folks basically see your badges, which is your logos that say your business is certified. When they see them on your door, on your website, they automatically relax because it's like, oh, okay, they're legit. They know that
Yeah,
you've
they're
been,
legit.
yes, they know that you've been given the thumbs up by fair judges who say that you are pretty doggone amazing. So it's like that sold sign, that seals the deal. They
Mhm.
walk in, they see those certification badges, and they're like, so they know what they're doing over here. I don't have to worry about them scamming me. They've been vetted. It's all good.
So, are there certifications for basically anything under the sun, or do you have to like niche down?
Well, a lot of times people use the certifications for government contracting.
Mhm.
And I tell people all the time that the government buys everything. So there are different certifications for everything under the sun, whether it is your ethnicity, your gender, your what you identify. There are certifications for everything.
Wow. Wow, that's big. And so if there are certifications for anything, do you know like where we can find some of these?
Find some of the certifications.
Yeah.
Oh, they're everywhere. I mean, there are certifications that you can look on the SBA.gov for certifications. You can look in your local market. There are local certifications, state certifications, regional certifications, federal certifications.
Wow.
A lot of times we just think government, we think federal, but there are certifications for every area and
Yeah,
every,
even within your state and local
right.
government, not just federal, your state and local government as well, right?
Exactly. And certifications are not always government. They
Right.
are basically just saying that your business has been vetted. So you can use them to work with corporations, to show your credibility to get funding, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Certifications work and all that.
Yeah. And so you just said certifications don't have to necessarily be tied to government. That you can be certain as long as you go through the process, you've been vetted and you do become certified, then you can go to work with other corporations and that may not be tied to the government. Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So again, they're like your VIP pass. So when you go to work with a corporation and you tell them I am a woman minority business and I'm certified as such, I am a veteran owned business and I have the certification. They know that you've gone through the process and you're not just someone that's showing up claiming to have a business. So yes.
Gotcha. I like that. So what about industry specific certifications?
So there are, like I said, all kinds of certifications when it comes to industries or aspects of your business. When you talk about industry specific, so there are certain certifications that are for CPAs, or if you are in healthcare or IT, um, construction, there are certifications that you can obtain for those different areas. If you're in project management, I know people are familiar with project management certification. So there are all different type of certifications that are based on your industry, that are industry specific.
And so we talked about why business certifications matter, about, leveling up your credibility, building trust, and that there are so many certifications out there that you can basically get certified for anything under the sun. So if there's a wide range of business certifications available, can we talk about some of the more common types that may be more recognizable to our audience?
Okay. So you have different types of certifications. So you have industry specific certifications,
Mhm.
which will be those certifications that you get based on your industry specific. So say if you're a CPA, or if you are in project management, if you are in healthcare, IT, in compliance, so I can get a compliance certification. So those are industry specific certifications.
Right.
So you also have different ones like quality and standard certifications. So there are certain quality standards that you have to meet, and there are certain certifications that come with that, like ISO. And most of the ISOs follow by numbers. So the ISO certifications are quality management and environmental management, different types of quality certifications.
Okay, but what about like what's one that's real popular? Diversity and inclusion. I hear that certification a lot.
So yes, diversity and inclusion is a huge one. That is one of the most common types, which is basically your minority business entity, your woman business entity. So
Ah,
those diversity certifications that a lot of businesses actually obtain, and those are the most common that I see as far as people wanting certifications or wanting assistance with their certifications.
yes, I'm the Women's Business Enterprise National Council. I'm with those ladies, and man, that is such a process to go through, but it's not that bad once you start going through it.
No, it's not. It seems more intimidating than it actually is, which is
Yeah,
most times the case anyway. You think it's harder than it is, so you don't even try. But yes,
right, right. You know, she came up, you have this whole list of things to follow and things to produce within your business. And it's like,
Mhm.
I don't know where this is, but I do have it. But
Exactly.
also, even getting things notarized too. I didn't know that you had to have sworn affidavits and things of that nature.
You do. But again, it's very doable.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
doable.
it's not outlandish, it's not crazy where you're looking at it like, how am I supposed to get this? No, when you look at it, you're going to be like, "Oh, this is just the basic stuff that I have when I started my business,"
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever the case may be. So it's not as intimidating. It's not intimidating. It
No,
seems that way.
it does. At first, it did seem intimidating because they're like, you have to have your tax returns and you have to have your profit loss sheet. But if you did your taxes correctly and you built a great foundation, then all of those things should be easily reached. But if you just, started on out there and jumped out in the water and didn't get your business set up
Exactly.
properly, it might be hard for you to get some of these certifications if you don't have the necessary paperwork that's mandatory to file.
Exactly. And that's another thing. You mentioned compliance, that's right up my alley. So to get the certifications, you do actually have to be compliant. So
Yeah,
that's why it's very important that you build a strong foundation in your business, because then you can just walk in and have all your paperwork, have all your documentation. In my coaching program, we talk about having that strong foundation so that you can get those certifications, so that you can work with the government or work with corporations or walk in and get funding if
right,
you have your foundation together. So yeah,
right.
that is the one of the key things that you have to have even to get the certifications.
Yeah, and we talked about that in one of our in our first part one compliance episode when
Exactly.
we were talking about building a strong foundation. And I know for me, even though I knew where the paperwork was or whatever, it still could be more organized.
Yes, and this
I
is
can
what
still
this
be more organized. There's always progress and work to be made.
exactly. And it's not just you, because when I did my certifications years ago, I was like, I know I have this, but where is it? So yes, it's like once you do it, then you put it all in a folder and like, oh, all this stuff needs to go together.
It needs to stay together. Right, right.
Exactly. But before then, you're setting up your business and you have this paperwork, and you're saving it, but it's not necessarily, gelling together like, oh, all of this is in one folder.
Right, right. Like you guys, we have to set up our if what you say in order to look like a business,
In
no,
order to be
act like
treated,
a business.
in order to be treated like a business, you have to
You
look
have to
like
look
a
like
business.
a business. I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
So moving on from the diversity and inclusion certifications, what other type of certifications are there out there?
So some that are not talked about, you have your green and sustainability certifications. which basically emphasize environmentally friendly practices rather. And you can be certified as an eco-friendly building, an eco-friendly business.
What? So that's pretty neat because wow. So that's like whenever you I see that the little stamp on some people's products, the eco-friendly or biodegradable something
Exactly.
certified or something like that. I can't really pinpoint the exact verbiage, but I did not know that there was a certification for that.
It is. And there are certain standards, compliance things that you have to do in your business regardless when it comes to, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, but you can actually be certified as an eco-friendly business. And we've talked about it before, how those are causes that can bring
Yes.
customers to you because people want to use eco-friendly products and they want to shop in eco-friendly places. So yes, that is a certification that you can obtain.
That's pretty neat. I like that. What are a few others that we may already know about?
So you also have some government contracting certifications, and those are basically handled by one of the agencies is the SBA, so the Small Business Administration. They have an 8A certification, which is a business development certification. They have certifications for socially and economically disadvantaged businesses. So kind of along the lines of the minority business entity or the woman business entity, which is WBE, MBE. These are federal certifications that are certified through the SBA, which is a federal organization, a federal agency.
The SBA, the Small Business Association, that is a federal organization.
Yes, Small Business Administration.
Administration.
Yes, they
Okay.
are a federal agency.
Okay. And so with those government contracts, what certification is it? Socially and economically disadvantaged businesses? Is that what you're saying, that you can get certified because your business is disadvantaged, or is it in a disadvantaged location? Like, what qualifies a business to be deemed socially and economically disadvantaged?
So the SBA has a few different certifications. So they have a WOSB, which is a woman-owned certification. They have a veteran-owned certification. When you come talk about socially and economically disadvantaged, that is basically their definition of it is any race or group of people that have been disenfranchised. So whether you don't have to be economically disadvantaged, like you can be a millionaire, but because of the color of your skin, you have been socially disadvantaged, and you can get certified as being a socially and economically disadvantaged business. It's just based on the class, your ethnicity, your group of people. If it's your gender, your race, anybody that has been economically or socially disadvantaged as a people,
as a group, as a whole.
exactly. So you can have someone that is technically Oprah is a billionaire, but she falls into the socially and economically disadvantaged because she is a Black billionaire.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Thank you for answering that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Are you fed up with your organization's current training methods? Are you and your employees bored with the same old tedious lectures and assignments? It's time for a change. Comply Prep offers an innovative online e-learning solution that covers every aspect of your business. With interactive lessons, learning has never been more engaging and efficient. Put an end to the frustration and welcome a new era of learning. Try Comply Prep now and feel the difference. Compliance made simple.
Welcome back to the Holistic Business Plug Show, where we are here talking to our co-host, Tamika McNeely, about business certifications. Look, this has been a great conversation. We left off talking about those government contracts and how, you can get them in a socially and economically as a socially and economically disadvantaged business. I thought that was some great information that I did not know. So moving on, what are some other types of business certifications?
Okay, so you have different safety and compliance certifications. I mentioned earlier, as a compliance officer, I can get certified, whether it's in healthcare or the SEC, whatever the case may be, I can get certified as a compliance officer or manager. You also have health and safety certifications like OSHA. They also issue certifications. There are just a lot of different safety and quality certifications that you can obtain. Another type are technology.
Let me ask you one question about the safety and compliance certification, because you mentioned an acronym that I hear a lot in the southern region, which is OSHA. So if anybody's listening that's used to being around oil and all rigs and welding and scaffolding, a lot of guys that I know in that industry, they have to get their OSHA certification, and they have to get a something else called a TWIC card. But but I wanted to ask if individuals are going in as a group to take the OSHA certification class and they walk away certified, can they from there, can they take that certification and start their own business? Start a business with that, or what does that help? Or is OSHA the one just passing out the certifications? Like, could you break that down?
So it depends. So it depends on how you obtain it. Of course, if you obtain certifications through your
Employer, yeah.
things like that, you are still certified. Even if you leave that employer, you are still certified. So you can take that and use that until your certification is expired. Now, of course, your employer is not going to pay for it to be renewed if you are no longer there, but you are still certified no matter how you obtained it. And OSHA, I know you talked about like in construction and things like that, but OSHA actually covers all types of businesses.
Wow.
Because it's the Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a brick and mortar, a building, OSHA has to clear your building.
They have to come in.
Exactly. So you can't have, buckles in your carpet. You have to have exit signs. You have to have fire extinguishers. All of that is OSHA. Anything that is health and safety in your business.
Okay.
Is OSHA.
Okay.
So yes, your business has to be cleared. They have to do, building permits, building inspections. All of that is done through OSHA.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for clearing that up. When you don't know something, it's always good to ask. So you were just about to talk to us about some technology and IT certifications that we can obtain.
Yes. So there are different certifications that you can obtain through technology, and saying that you are an expert in technology. They have different certifications like the CompTIA certification for IT professionals. And there are, just like compliance, where I can get certified as a compliance officer, you can be certified as an IT professional as well.
Awesome. And then also we were going to talk about like professional development certifications.
So yes, there are certain certifications. It's kind of like, as a compliance person, I can get certified in different types of compliance through professional development. So taking CEUs, continued education units, and getting certifications. So there are certain professional development certifications that focus on your skill level, your skill development, career advancement. So you can get certified as a certified business professional. You can be a business professional. There's a certification for a business professional.
What is that?
That basically says you have an overall knowledge of business.
Exactly. Girl, let me go get my certification.
Right. Exactly. So a lot of times people, they go get degrees, and you know how I feel about formal education, not against it, but it is not the only way. So if you wanted to, an alternative to actually going to get a degree through formal education, you can get a certification, which says that you are an expert in a certain field, and you can perform this particular action.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we have about two more.
Mhm.
Ethical and social responsibility certifications.
Okay, so these are certifications like B Corp certifications that basically say that you practice your business ethically. So, I mean, we should all be practicing
Practicing
ethically.
our business. Yeah. So I didn't.
So
That's
it's
crazy.
basically them meeting certain social and environmental standards in their business.
In their business.
Yes,
Okay. And so people that would want this is just so they can say that they're doing the right thing.
yes. Certifications basically give your business that, high five, that stamp of approval
Yeah.
that you
And then
are.
and if you went through all the trouble to
Exactly.
do the paperwork.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think at last count, I probably have about 13 certifications.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
just my business has 13 certifications. That's not certifications that I personally have.
Right.
So I
Right.
have certifications for me and my expertise, but my business, there are certifications for everything.
I see that. I hope you guys in the audience are seeing it as well. You can get certified for almost anything as long as you have the right foundation built. I think our last type of certification that we were going to go over tonight was franchise certifications.
Okay. So franchise certifications just basically mean that you have indicated that you are compliant with franchise standards and their requirements. So there are certain requirements and standards that you have to open a franchise. It's not as simple as buying a Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A doesn't franchise. I'm just using them. But it's not as simple as purchasing a restaurant and then franchising. You have to actually be certified as being compliant with their standards.
Oh,
And there
really?
actually was one other certification that I wanted to mention.
Go ahead.
So there is a state certification and a federal certification that is called HUB. It's for historically underutilized businesses. Um, within your state, certain states have a HUB certification, some do not. But it is basically kind of like the socially disadvantaged.
Okay.
Businesses that are historically underutilized, Black-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses can get certified as a hub provider.
Wow.
And there are organizations that have to use a certain percentage of hub providers when they issue contracts.
That's what I love to hear too. When an organization has to use so much, some people may not like that, some people may. I do, because that also gives you an advantage if you have the certification already. I mean, you're putting yourself right up there at the top. You're basically using your certifications as a business strategy to create credibility for your business and visibility for your business. Man, that's
Exactly.
awesome.
And it ensures that the big guy doesn't always get the contract.
Yes,
That's what
for real.
the whole point of the certifications is that the big guy does not always get the contract. You have to spread this money out. So I mentioned hub in your state, but there's also hub zone federally, which in your state is based on just historically underutilized businesses. Hub zone federally is actually based on your zip code and
Okay.
where your business is located, where your employees are located.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about using underutilized employees,
Mm-hmm.
being in an underutilized area. So if
Yes.
you're in an urban area, you can be considered a hub zone depending on your zip code. So
Yeah.
they have a zip code list for hub zone businesses, and I believe it changes every 5 years where they rezone and
Oh, really?
They update it every 5 years based on the economic status in the area. But yes, those are two other certifications that are available. They're pretty popular. So yeah, historically underutilized businesses.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for that information. You guys, we are going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Are you an expert or thought leader in your industry? Would you like to be a guest or advertise on the Holistic Business Plug show? Here we provide a dynamic platform to share your insights, engage with our audience, while plugging your brand and telling your story. Our network attracts a diverse audience from all walks of life with over 700,000 active viewers in 11 countries on all major streaming services. Don't miss the chance to take your business to the next level. Contact us and let us help you reach new heights.
Welcome back to the Holistic Business Plug Show, where we are talking to our very own co-host, Tamika McNeely, about business certifications and how we can use them as a business strategy. And so the right certification depends on your business goals, your industry, and your target audience. So, Tamika, how do you choose the right certification for a business? Like it's so many that we just finished talking about. How do you know which one is going to be right for you?
So you basically have to look at your objectives, make sure that the certification aligns with what your goals are. But let's break it down to how you actually choose the right certification for your business.
Okay. Do we need a pen and paper or something? Do they need to get it out?
Look, get your pen and paper because you're about to get some aha moments. Okay. Get your pen and paper. All right. So you're thinking about getting certified, right?
Yes.
That is great. So again, we talked about how it's like a high five. You basically saying we're serious about this over here, right? We do big business over here.
Big business.
Big business. But before you get certified, let's figure out how you're going to pick the perfect certification for you. And it may be more than one. Like I said, I have several certifications. So step one, what's your game plan? So first things first, what do you want to get out of this?
Right.
Do you want people to trust you more? Do you want to explore new markets? Or do you want to follow certain rules? You need to know what your goals are, and that's going to help you choose the right certification.
For real, that's really good too. Knowing your game plan, knowing what move you're gonna make, because a lot of times when we get in business, and I think we said this before, we go wide and not deep. And and that's because I mean, even you naming off all of those different certifications, like, oh, well, maybe I need to get this, maybe I need to get this, but no, maybe I need to sit back. I mean, I'm right now in the middle of getting woman owned certified, minority owned, and by doing that, I know that I wanted to explore new markets. I felt like I wanted to reach a wider audience. So right now I'm going with that game plan. So getting that is very, very important from the get-go because there's so much to choose from.
Exactly. And I always say if you don't know where you're going, you're probably going to end up somewhere else. So you need to know what is the purpose of this certification? What is my game plan for that?
Yeah.
All right. Step 2. So you need to know your world. So this is when you're going to talk about doing some detective work, right?
Okay.
So you're going to check out your industry pals. What certifications do they have? Your competitors, what kind of certifications do they have?
I never thought of that. I think I when I look at my competitors, I'm normally looking at the services they offer. Am I in the right price range? Am I too high? Are they too low? Things like that. But I never thought to go see if they were certified.
Exactly. And not just are they certified, but what certifications are they waving around here getting all this extra business?
Yeah.
Because you want to align yourself with the same things, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
All right. So step 3. Now it's people pleasing time. I know that I don't really like the term.
What you mean?
But look, think about the people that you want to impress.
Okay.
your customers, your partners, all the cool people. So we want to
Okay.
impress all the cool kids, right?
Yeah.
So do they care about certain certifications? If they
They
do,
may.
you might want to consider those. I know that at some point I do healthcare compliance. So I work with Health and Human Services. There are certain certifications that they use for giving contracts. So if I'm
Right.
going to work with them, I need to get in alignment with those certifications.
Hey, I just told you off camera that I was speaking to someone and she was telling me about some contracts that were out there. And she specifically told me, hey, look, this business is right along the same thing you're doing. They are already contracted. This is what you need to do. You need to
Model
fall in
yourself accordingly.
line. Yes.
Yes, model yourself accordingly.
Right. Absolutely. And there is nothing wrong with that, you guys.
No, and sometimes we like to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. The
Yeah.
path has already been created. Just follow the plan.
Just follow
Trust
the
the
path.
process.
Trust the process.
Yes.
And like you say, people pleasing time. Trust the people around you that are keeping you in business. Trust their instincts and what they want, because at the end of the day, we are in service and servicing others. So you will want to give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want.
And
Yes.
look, as long as it aligns with your values now.
Exactly. As long as it aligns with your values, but hopefully your customers are not people that do not align with your values. So, I mean, like we mentioned, environmentally friendly things. If those are your customers, get certified.
Get
Show
certified.
them that you're serious about this environment.
Right, because, and you're right, if a person is really an environmentally conscious person already, they read labels, right? So
Exactly.
they are definitely picking up boxes, picking up products, whatever, in the store and turning it around. Oh, wait, they're certified. They're not. I'm going to get the one that's certified because they seem more official.
And they took the time
to read.
to get certified.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You as the
Absolutely.
business took the time to show us that you're serious about this.
Yep. Sure did. Yep.
So yes. Number 4.
Step 4.
Yes, in deciding how to pick the right certification.
Okay.
The price tag.
They ain't cheap now.
The price is the price.
Listen.
You want to make sure. So certifications can come with a little price tag. Sometimes some certifications are free, but sometimes you have application fees, you have training costs, stuff like that. So you have to figure out if it's good enough for you to want to spend the money on it.
Right.
So it may be something that you want to do, but I don't recommend anybody go out there and get every single certification because I just want to have it.
Right. And then, like you said, I mean, those certifications, some that can costly. They cost a couple $100 at a time, so you want to be mindful of your marketing budget, what you have to actually spend and I am a risk taker. I always I'm gonna take the risk because number one, I like to gamble too. So I'll tell my casino secret. But no, I am a risk taker. So I feel like, to me, if I look at the benefits of what having certifications can do for a business, especially if I'm just honing on what pertains to me. That doesn't mean I have to jump and get them all at one time. You can stagger this thing out. You guys, I'm in the process of getting my very first one. And I'm excited about that. But throughout, I'm going to, stagger them out. You don't have to get them at one time.
Exactly. And you mentioned the benefit. So I'm talking about the price tag because sometimes, the price tag matters. But if you're getting the right certifications, I'm all about value over price. What is this certification going to render my business?
Right.
Because sometimes you just have to spend the money to make more money. So yes, the price tag does matter, but you also have to think about the value of it. What is this going to bring to my business? How much value will it bring to my business?
Right.
When you're thinking about that. All right. So step 5 is the checklist. is another thing that you have to consider when you're looking for the right certification. So
Yes.
each certification has its own set of rules. So do you actually fit the bill to get this certification? Do you need a little business makeover so you can meet the requirements? You want to make
Right.
sure that you have the right ingredients for the certification.
Right, yeah, because they all certification they ask for different things on their checklist that is needed.
Exactly.
Some people might want a capability statement, some may not. One person might want 3 years tax returns, another person, may only want 1 year. I mean, you just never know.
Exactly. And I mean, just prime example, there are IT certifications. I'm a compliance officer. I'm not looking to get an IT certification. That does not help my business.
It doesn't align with your business, right?
Exactly. And the things that are going to be on that checklist, I'm not going to have that. Get somebody else.
That's gonna be on the checklist to get the environment right. Like
Get
none
somebody
of
else to
this
do it. That's not
pertains
my
to
lane.
me.
That's not my
Yeah.
lane. So that's not even a certification I would be considering.
What you say? That's not my ministry.
That is not my ministry at all. So stick with your ministry.
Yeah, stay in your lane. Go deep. Not
Yes.
wide.
And if you do that, the checklist will align with your business. It'll
Right.
be things that you have and things that you can get for your business.
Yes. Easy, attainable.
Yes. All right. Step 6 is
Okay.
time and effort. So let's be real. Some certifications take more tender love and care than others. Do you have the time and energy that you want to give to this certification? I mean, we can make time if we need to, but is it worth you taking the time to do this certification? You definitely do not want to take on something that you don't have the time and energy for, because you're going to be 2 months in getting the certification and you're going to be like, I get somebody else to do it. I don't want to. And
You
then
know,
you're just going to quit.
and you shouldn't, the thing about that too, Tamika, putting in the time and effort, once you get that certification, you might be in a now what type of stance. Like, I got the certification, now what? Or you can get it and your business blows up. Or were you ever really even ready? Were you just getting certified just to say you certified?
Exactly. I mean, depending on your niche, once you're certified, you may guarantee yourself a contract
Girl.
because they have to. We'll talk about this in a minute,
Well,
but
yeah.
you may guarantee yourself a contract. So definitely put the time and effort in. If you have the time and effort, again, no need to get all the certifications, just to have
Right.
them. You want to definitely use your time wisely.
Right. Step 7.
All right, step 7. So step 7 is long-term love. So some certifications need a little refresh every now and then, kind of like renewing your gym membership, but for your business.
Well,
So
I
you
don't
want to
know
make
about
sure
that.
that you are staying cool over time. Make sure that you're staying compliant over time, because I don't know of any certification that does not expire. At
Mm.
some point, they all have to be renewed. They all have, and when you renew, you basically have to do it again.
Oh, wait. So you have to go through the process
You have to provide those
again with
documents.
providing all the
Yes,
documents again?
yes. There are
All
some
that
things.
time and effort.
There are some things in your business that you can renew and you don't have to start the process over. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to certifications, because they're certifying you and vetting your business.
Right. Right.
So you may have been qualified 3 years ago,
Right.
and now your business is not qualified anymore to be certified. So you have to go through the same process, provide those tax returns, provide that those affidavits, all of that again to get recertified.
Gotcha.
And I
Gotcha.
know you're going through the process of getting your woman-owned small business. I'm actually going through the process of renewing one of my certifications for a state hub certification. So yeah, I'm going through the process of submitting those documents, up-to-date documents. They ask for tax
Right.
returns.
So
It
they
was
have to just basically make sure that you're still the business you said you were, and then also could see if your revenue changed.
They want to see if your revenue changed. Some of the certifications don't have anything to do with revenue,
Mm-hmm.
but they want to see if you're still the business worthy of a certification.
Okay. Okay.
So yes.
That's pretty good information.
All right. So step 8, you want to ask for tips. If you're trying to figure out what the right certification is for you, ask some people. I mean, there are people that are certified. You can have chats with some pros, ask the industry people, the experienced people in your industry. They may have some secret insights as to what you can do to get the certification, what you need for the certification, whether it's worth it. They may have the certification and they may say, yeah, I've had the certification for 3 years and it has done nothing for my business. I
Mm-hmm.
can't use it anywhere. It
Mm-hmm.
sounds good,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if I'm going to renew it because the time and effort that it took me to do it has not paid off.
Right, right.
So, of course, you don't want to take these things as the Bible.
Right. You do
But
your own research.
exactly, you want to get information from different experienced industry people to see what they feel about the certification. Has it helped them? Has it benefited their business?
Right.
What does it look like when they say they're certified in this certain thing? So, you just want to learn from the pros, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And we always talk about, asking the expert, finding someone, who is an expert in their field. And you find someone who already has certifications because they've already been through it, especially with the trial and error part of it. And some certification corporations, like one that I'm going through, they actually give you a free mentor to actually walk you through this process. I mean, step by step. So you can find some free resources in your area as well.
Yes, you can definitely find some good free resources. All free resources are not good.
Yes,
You
yes.
definitely get what you pay for. So
Right.
make sure that if you are using free resources, that you are vetting the resource and using someone that is actually going to help you.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and wrap up these steps. What is our next one?
All right. So step 9, we're on 9, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Okay, perfect. So step 9 is look for proof.
Okay.
So you want to read reviews before you buy something. I know that I read reviews before I buy things. My husband is always like, "Did you read the reviews?"
I always read the reviews. I read the reviews before I buy, before I stay in a hotel, before I go to a restaurant.
Look here. I want to see the pictures. I want to read the
I
reviews.
want to
I
read
want to see what's happening. What are other people saying?
what other people say.
Exactly. So certifications are like that too. You want to check out what other businesses say about the certifications. Like I
Yeah.
said, talk to the pros. Even businesses that are not in your industry, you can read the reviews about the about the certification to find out what people are thinking. How is it benefiting people? Is it benefiting people? So yes, you definitely want to look at the reviews just like you do before you buy that new, that new cast iron skillet. You want to see.
I need to know, do it rust?
Right.
Is it heavy?
Exactly. So you want to do the same thing when it comes to certifications. You want to make sure that you are checking with the industry pros, finding out what people are saying about the certification.
Gotcha.
All right. And I think this is our last step, which is step 10. You want to make it match.
Okay.
So remember that a certification is like basically an accessory for your business. So we need accessories for our business outfits.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that it's our style. It matches our values. It's like finding the perfect pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely want it to be comfy and stylish. We as women, we find the perfect, cute little shoe,
Yeah.
and it hurts. If it hurts, it's not yours.
That's right.
That's not your shoe. So find something that is comfy and stylish. Make sure that it fits your business.
Right, absolutely. You always want to make sure that the certifications are in alignment. Do your research on the type of certifications, and I think you guys can make a great decision from there. And then if you need help, you got Tamika, who will gladly help you guys in the certification process. But right now, we are going to take another break, and we'll be right back. Are you a busy business owner with no time to promote your brand? Tired of trying to figure out what captions to write, what to post, when to post? You still haven't mastered graphics and how to use hashtags? At Chastity Does That, we will help you save time and money by doing these things for you. Allow Chastity Does That to manage your social media platforms, giving you time to grow and expand your business. Welcome back to the Holistic Business Plug Show. We're glad you guys have stuck around this far as we have been talking about business certifications. We've been talking about why they matter, what types of business certifications there are, and how do you choose the right business certification for you. So to wrap things up, I want to ask you, what are some of the main certifications that people look for in your experience?
Okay. So the main ones that people look for and come to me to help them obtain and navigate that world are basically, so locally, your minority owned, woman owned, small business owned, and your hub certifications.
Okay.
There are also federal certifications, which is your WOSB, which is your woman-owned small business, VOSB, your veteran-owned small business, SDB, which is your small disadvantaged business, 8A, which is a business development certification. You also have your DBE, which is disadvantaged business entity, and your AC DBE, which is an airport concession disadvantaged business entity.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Airport concession?
Yes. If you want to have your store or your restaurant in the airport, you have to get certified.
Wow. I mean, okay, that's pretty good. That is really, really good.
So yeah, a lot of times people come to me to get assistance with their certifications because the process of navigating them can be kind of, like we said, intimidating. It can be tedious.
Yes.
It's not hard. It just can be tedious, especially if you don't know what they're asking for. So It's good to get help. It's always good to get help to navigate those certification waters. And once you actually have the certification, you'll be able to get funding. You'll be able to work with corporations, work with the government.
Yes.
And when I talk to people, a lot of times they don't even consider like working with the government as a thing.
Right.
They've never even considered it or thought about the fact that they could work with the government.
Mm-hmm.
And the certifications actually gives you a competitive advantage because people don't realize when it comes to, for example, when you say government, it's not just your federal government, it's also your local, your state, your regional governments. They all have contracts and the government buys everything. Right. They can't just go grab petty cash and go buy something. They have to procure those services and goods, and certifications gives your business an advantage to do that. So federal government spends about $500 billion a year on contracts alone.
Wow.
500 billion.
Wow.
If you get certified, for example, if you are certified as a woman-owned small business, 5% of that 500 billion, which is $250 million, has to go to a woman-owned small business.
Oh, wow.
A certified woman-owned small business.
Certified woman-owned small business.
Keyword, certified.
Certified.
You can be a woman-owned small business, but if you are not certified, you don't get access to those contracts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you are a veteran-owned business, if you are a certified veteran-owned business, 3%, $150 million goes to a veteran-owned small business just off the top. So if
Wow.
you have those certifications, you literally put your foot in the door to work with the government.
That's right.
And
Wow.
like I said earlier, it makes sure that the big guy doesn't always get the contract. The government wants to work with small businesses. They have to work with small businesses. I know we see big companies and we think, there are so many big businesses. Nope. 99.9% of businesses in the United States are considered small based on the size standards. So the government has no choice but to work with small businesses like yours and mine. So getting those certifications gives us a competitive advantage, gives us the push that we need to get our foot in the door,
Yes.
to work with the government. And I mean, I tell people all the time, the only way that you can recession proof your business, work with the government. They don't go out of business. They don't go out of business. They don't go into a recession. None of that. The government pays all the time, every time.
All the time, every time.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank
You
you
want to recession
so
proof your
much.
business, get certified and work with the government. You
Look,
want help
we
with doing
telling
that?
you how.
Come talk to me. You need some help.
Exactly.
Shameless plug right there. Come talk to me. You need some help.
Well, we're serious though. That's what the Holistic Business Plug Show is all about. Plugging you in where others will probably gatekeep. So Thank you for that, Tamika. Now let's get into our segment of what are we reading this week. So we are reading Control Your Mind and Master Your Feelings by Eric Robertson. This book is good because it is trying to teach you how to, you know, life is so crazy. We go through a lot of things and everybody just overreacts. And sometimes you just need to take a step back, be calm, master your feelings, and control your thoughts. That is our show for tonight, you guys. Thanks for tuning in to the Holistic Business Plug, where we have been giving you business strategies all season 2. If you want to follow us on our Facebook and Instagram page at the Holistic Business Plug. And you can also join us every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time in our Facebook group for live off air discussions. Tamika, take us out.
All right. Again, thank you all for joining us for another episode of the Holistic Business Plug. Remember, certifications give your business a competitive advantage, allowing you to work with corporations, government, obtain funding. It is definitely that gold stamp on your business that says, we do big business around here.
That's how
So,
you say it, baby.
exactly. So if you are interested in getting your certifications, my information will be in the credits. Definitely hit me up. I can definitely help you with that. Until next time, we will see you guys later.
Bye, guys.